want John to come back for Second Act Live, or?
I think
Let's go back to our videos.
We got to get all these videos in.
All right, so thank you, John.
Thank you.
Thank you, John.
I really
One and
appreciate it.
done.
It's not rolling there, but okay. Happy Fork It Over Festival! So thanks for bearing with us on the technical difficulties, and we're gonna go straight into our awesome lineup of music. Go!
Hello everybody, and thank you for joining Downtown Green's virtual Fork It Over Festival. We're here, Rem and Kathy, to sing a little song for you, an old traditional one with a new twist. Hope you like it, and hope you're thinking about Downtown Greens. A quarter century in our community. Well, good times, rain or shine, working together, whatever the weather, planting seeds, pulling weeds, pitch on in and fork it over. We're downtown Greens. Sustainability, gardens, flowers, bees, dirty hands and smiling faces, teaching and learning about green spaces. Downtown Greens, downtown Greens, bye bye, we love you guys, we're downtown Greens. Bye everybody.
Take care, guys. Be safe.
Hi, my name is Karen Jonas and this is Tim Bray. Thanks for supporting Downtown Greens. We're going to play you a song I wrote called The River Song. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got a broken heart, busted up, my legs are torn, my eyes are shut. There ain't no doggone ease my pain. I'll make it to the judgment day with fast feet, dirty hands. They're likely just to send me home again. I'll go down to the river and I'll wash away the sand. When I look across the water, I'll find some peace again. And I know that you can't help me, we could only help ourselves. So I'm doing the best that I can. Well, I've done some things I shouldn't have. I said some things I can't take back. There are people who don't want to hear my name, but I never meant her no best that I can. Thank you.
An easier, softer way than Sordia. We'd like to thank Downtown Greens for inviting us. We would like to invite you to Fork in Over.
Watch a breeze dance across the grain, tassels twitching, the springs come again, full song. Blossoms bloom, sheets of falling rain, step outside, lilacs take you away. Here I go, sickle in my hand, weeding rows, crawling on my hands and knees. Iris laughing, flocks of pastels, perfect balance, and in my heart you dwell. And a seed and watch it grow. And a seed and watch it grow. Plant a seed and watch it grow. Plant a seed and watch it grow. Down the green, I think I saw you there. On someone's necklace or hoisted in the air. It's hard to say. I remember gobbling a fish, a giant spider that would gobble up the kids. Oh, but that was so long ago now. Plant a seed and watch it grow. Plant a seed and watch it grow. Plant a seed and watch it grow. Plant a seed and watch it grow.
Hey guys, I'm Shante Schuler Irving, and I will be singing Let It Be by the Beatles today. I thought of this song so much because of the amazing fond memories I had of Downtown Greens with me, my family, and we just spent so many days there in the garden. In particular, I remember the first time my daughter and I went to the garden. We had heard about Downtown Greens, and we were very lonely, just hanging out. We were still kind of new to the area at the time. And we were so excited to find this amazing oasis that was just growing beautiful flowers and food. And it literally felt like a special oasis in the middle of the city. And little did we know that it would not just grow beautiful things, but it would grow beautiful relationships and friendships that we now cherish and will cherish for the rest of our lifetimes. So this is Let It Be. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom. Let it be. And in my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom. Let it be. 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 Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. And when the broken-hearted people living in the world agree, there will be an answer, let it be. And though they may be parted, there is still a chance that they will see. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, oh, let it be. There will be an answer, let it be. When the night is cloudy, there is still a light in front of me. Shine until tomorrow, let it be. And when I wake to the sound of music, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be, oh, let it be, let it be, let it be, oh, let it be. Speaking words of wisdom, let it be, oh, let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be.
Okay, here I am in the Coromandel, and this is where our New Zealand, and this is how beautiful it is. Back that way is Colville, and I wrote this song one time coming back from a party in Colville. We'd all been to a party, and we stayed late, and we were coming back, and on the way back, we had to stop at the beach and swim because there was this phosphorescence everywhere, and we swam in the beach, and then we went to get back in the car, and that car would not start. And it was the middle of the night, and there was nobody going to be coming down that road, and we just decided we would walk. So we just put our best foot forward, and we walked all the way home, singing the whole time. Happy anniversary, Downtown Greens. What a pleasure to be singing for you all. This is some good advice. All you have to do is think about it. All you really have to do is try. Go ahead and put your best foot forward. Go ahead and try. phosphorescence. Look at that. But then you're walking away from your car. That's when you turn toward your trouble. Go ahead and enjoy where you are. Go ahead and enjoy where you are. And all you have to do is think about it. All you really have to do is try. Go ahead and put your best foot forward. Go ahead and try. Just try it. Go ahead. And it's okay to cry. Here's a sing-along. Yes, it's really how you think about it, and not what just happens to be. Go ahead and live in this moment. Go ahead and smile, it's free. Go ahead and smile, it's free. It's okay to smile. Go ahead and smile, it's free. Yeah. Congratulations, Downtown Greens, 25 years going strong. Bye from the Coromandel.
Are you stuck inside watching Zoom meeting after Zoom meeting after Zoom meeting? Are your eyeballs turning into marbles? Are your calves turning into mush? Are your kids turning into monsters? You may want to ask your doctor if Downtown Greens is right for you. Downtown Greens is available to treat even the most severe cases of indooritis and provides effective relief for people of all ages. We offer prescription strength trees, flowers, vegetables, herbs, pollinators, and many places to sit and relax. And the best part, you don't need a prescription. Our urban green space is open free to all from sunrise till sunset, 365 days a year. So step out of the house and into nature with Downtown Greens. The most common side effects of downtown greens include relaxation, contemplation, and a desire to blow off work. Downtown greens may cause you to be tickled pink, see silver linings, and acquire green thumbs. These symptoms may occur out of the blue. Do not visit downtown greens if you are allergic to air, sunlight, or a sense of well-being. So visit Downtown Greens to relax and recharge in nature. No Zoom meetings, no email, nothing to click on or swipe. In fact, the only screen you'll see here is sunscreen.
Nosotros nos gusta el parque porque aquí vinimos a entretenernos, a sentarnos, a disipar un rato.
La sombra,
después
la
de caminata. Tiene muchas flores, muchas flowers beautiful, muchos.
No viene mucha gente.
Muchos árboles, es todo green, clean, todo clean, everything clean. And the people is good, it's nice, the people. I like el parque.
Que lo diga en español.
Es muy bonito el parque. Nos gusta mucho porque aquí, después que caminamos,
la pasamos bien.
Nos sentamos a descansar y a pasarla bien en este parque. Muy agradecida, estamos nosotros muy agradecidos porque ustedes tienen este parque aquí.
Thanks to Downtown Greens for being such a wonderful part of the community.
We love coming to the garden, learning about plants and pollinators and composting and all things that we can use in our own garden.
Yeah, congratulations on 25 years.
Hey, sorry if you want. Alright, so today we will be talking about our our experience at Downtown Greens. Okay, so when I went, I really liked it. I liked the fact that we got to teach kids how to cook and stuff. It was fun when I went, but I think I had like something else I wanted to do at the time, so I stopped going. I'm sorry, it's not my fault.
Yes, typical teenage behavior did set in. I do recall that when we first started going Downtown Greens, it was an attempt to get him to open up a little bit to other people in different types of situations. And, you know, with somebody growing up and it wasn't always well received and maybe we weren't always exactly happy to go, but I think that once we were there, we were happy to be there, and it turned out to be a positive experience. I really appreciate the Downtown Greens program for all that it provides for the community and volunteer options. I think that they're doing a lot of good things, and it's become very special to us. Maybe someday I'll be able to get this teenager to go back with me sometime.
Oh, I shook my head no. I didn't know what you were going to say.
Well, anyway,
I might come back.
You should. I think that when we were there, we did positive things, and it was just a great time. You know, kids are going to be kids. You're not always going to get them to.
Remember that one kid?
We don't need to talk about anybody in particular. We did have a good time there, and we had a good time together. So I do appreciate Downtown Greens, and thank you so much for allowing us to come and creating a space that everybody can share. Thank you again. Bye-bye.
Did you know that white potatoes are modified stems called tubers, whereas sweet potatoes are modified roots and not tubers?
Hello everyone. First of all, I'd like to thank everyone that's been tuned in from the beginning and that has seeing the downtown green spirit embodied in how we kind of had to roll with the punches. We had a computer rebel against us, and we called up some musicians, they played, and it was awesome. And if you're just joining us, we really appreciate everything that you all do for us, and just, being with us in this, kind of strange but really cool opportunity to be together virtually. We are really thankful. We've almost raised $700 from all sources, from our auctions, plant sales, donations. So we really, really appreciate that, and we just really are thankful that you're even tuning in. This is again, it's hard for a lot of us not to be face to face with each other, and this is a really cool opportunity for us to be here. So if you could just we really ask that you donate, that you spread the word about our organization, that you support some of our great sponsors, Oddbox, some of the musicians that have played, because we really, again, we couldn't do any of this without them and without you. So please stick around. We've got a lot of great content coming up, and we hope you've enjoyed the content we've had, and we've got some music coming up right now. So thanks again.
Hi, we're Fred Knott. Happy 25th anniversary, Downtown Greens.
Comes a time when you're drifting, comes a time when you settle down, comes a light, feelings lifting, lift that baby
up, everybody? It's Alex Harvell. I'm here for the Fork It Over Fest live stream. And as we know, there's been a lot going on around us, health-wise, mentally wise, and just staying conscious. You know, it's a special time that we all get to come together and still be, you know, able to share our passion and still have fun through technology and media. You know, it's a special time, but also I just want to give a big thanks to Downtown Greens for letting me come and share my expression along with other artists as well. So Fork It Over Festival, I went to 2 so far, always had good time, good memories. There was a lot of dancing, of course, a lot of food. And I appreciate what Downtown Greens is doing, you know, providing that space. So I wanted to come and just show my gratitude for them and for everybody in the city, in the town, Fredericksburg, you know. I hope everyone's hanging in and keeping their head up. And I got a poem and a rhythm I'm doing today with my bongo. It's been traveling with this thing, and I just want to give a jam for the times that we're in, hopefully to give some energy and some good vibes to everybody out there too. So we're gonna get this thing started with a little beat. There's a fork in the road, but we swerve right over it to keep on going. Nothing can stop the vibrations inside of our mind. Still connected, still in our prime, despite what life throws at us. It could just make us pause, put on hold to go within, I said, fork it over, all your love, all your vibrations. Put it in the pot, stir it up, see what it makes. It makes love, it makes a frequency that I can't even describe, I gotta play it out. Charged up, though times are uncertain. We can control ourselves and our frequencies. Look within. Much love to everybody, to this celebration and what that meant to me, and I'm hoping that you all receive, is though we came to a tough spot, this is a time that we can all still come together and cultivate this time that we're in. So I want to appreciate I appreciate Downtown Greens, and I want to shout out to them. They're really trying to keep things going, so you know, reach out to them and support. And also you know, my information will be along with there along with everyone else, so everyone stay together through this time. I want to shout out Oddbox Studios, Mox, a good friend, and y'all stay blessed.
Hi everybody, Sarah Bachman and Andy McLeod.
Hello.
The former horticultural director band. We have been quarantined together for 60 days, so we are sitting next to each other Hope everybody is staying safe. Please practice social distancing.
Yeah, absolutely. Wear the mask.
Stay inside, flatten the curve. We're still flattening the curve. Here to play you a song called Sugar Hill. And I hope you enjoy it. Andy's just gonna tune out.
Alright, just tune it out.
We're good.
Alright.
I'm Harry Wilson, and I play the vibraphone. I want to congratulate Downtown Greens on the 25th anniversary of the Fork It Over Festival. While I was misplanned with my fellow musicians as a group, all kudos for taking the festival online. I encourage you to make a donation to sustain the community gardens. My contribution is Joshua's Journey. It's an original song dedicated to Joshua Blake Smith, my hero. 2003 to 2010. Recorded at Oddbox Video and Studio. Harry Wilson vibraphone, the Larry Hanker ukulele, John Buck bass, acoustic bass. Thank you for your support for Downtown Greens.
Hey everybody, my name is Ashley Chevalier and I am super stoked to be a part of the Downtown Greens virtual fundraiser this year. The Fork It Over Festival is online this year for obvious reasons, and while we're all distressed by that, I'm hoping that this song will give you some encouragement. A little background on my experience with the Downtown Greens is that I first became acquainted with it through Laura Shepard running around barefooted myself and going to her Christmas soirees, and then not too long after that performing at the Fork It Over Festival. And of course I've driven by the Greens there numerous times and seen the buildings with the flowers, and it always brings a smile to my eyes, and it's a staple in the community. And I absolutely encourage you and hope that you will support the cause by clicking their link and contributing to their fundraiser this year. The song that I'm going to play is called Love, Live, Love, and I chose this. It's an older song of mine. It was produced by John Carroll, who is from Fredericksburg and went on to be a Grammy winner and tours now internationally. And also because the lyrics themselves were inspired by a dear friend and musician that he's no longer in Fredericksburg, but everybody loves him, Andrew Hellier. And also I wrote it around one of my sweetest friends in the Gary Melchers area. There's some cottages there and she used to live there, and I wrote it there. And the deeper history on that is I landscaped for years. I landscaped for about 10 years. I started at 14 and a half and I did that till I was 23 and I started bartending. Didn't completely stop it, and as you can see with all my plant babies, I'm still growing in that and still loving the earth and growing my own seeds and planting my own seeds, I should say, and watching them grow and cultivating the earth. And actually, Sunset Syndicate, who is also in this festival, gave me this wonderful pendant, and so I'm wearing it for that. And I hope you will sing along with me for this wonderful, wonderful festival, and I hope that you get some joy out of it. Saying now, man, don't you know there's no answer? Saying now, man, don't you know there's only one truth? Saying now, man, don't you know that as long as you believe that, oh. Saying now, man, don't you know that the hero is you? You gotta let love live, let love live, let love. You gotta let love live, let love live, love. And we all fall down. And we all break down. But we can't, no we can't back down. No we can't, no we can't back down. Said ain't now, man, don't you see there's a new day dawning? Did you know it's a life for you to choose? Hey now, don't you know that as long as you're living, you best be loving? Because yours is yours to give and it's yours to lose. You gotta love, love, live, love, love, live, love, love. You gotta love, love, live, love, love, live, love. We all fall down. We all break down. But we can't, no we can't back down. We can't, no we can't back down.
did you tell your brothers, your sisters, and your friends? That ain't now. Don't you know as long as you believe it, you best be loving, because love is all we've got in the end. You gotta love, love, live, love, live, love, love. Sing with me, guys. You gotta love, love, live, and let love live. Love, we all fall down. We all break down. But we can't, no, we can't back down. I say, y'all, no, we can't, no, we can't back down. Love, live, love, y'all. Make sure you contribute to the Downtown Greens. They're doing a lot of great work. Thanks so much for listening.
This is a team of horses, draft horses, and that's putting garden beds on either side of that path. Then when we started working with that upper property, the only thing that was on that property was a path from Hazel Hill down to the corner of Charles and Dixon. And so we decided that best thing to do is make the path as nice as possible. There's a wall. Shannon Elder built that wall. And at that time we were giving workshops, so he ended up getting a rock wall building workshop. At that point, Downtown Greens was nothing but some friends, and there wasn't any money or land. There's that little hillside. There's bees on it now. Those are just sort of open fields, and on 3 different levels there, they'd had little flat gardens. This is the building of the hay bale structure. There's the building of the shed. That was some pretty nice barn raising. Funny part about that one is we had done everything we needed to do, filled out the grant and everything to build that shed, but we hadn't thought a bit about the foundation. And that is busted up old sidewalk. Ryan all red, got it, and stood all that up. Nice. Oh my goodness, that was the laying of the parking lot. That was a piece of work, all volunteer. I spent the night out on the picnic table, waiting for the pavers to arrive. The man arrived at 2 a.m. I was wanting to get that project done. I was willing to spend the night on it. I think I slept on that picnic table till the project was done. That was some pretty... Tom O'Hare painted that shed for us. That shed was full of garbage. That red shed was full of garbage down in the lower property. They had come bulldoze the house, but they had left that shed full of garbage there. I guess it wasn't in the details, you know. So one of our first things was taking a whole shed full of garbage to the dump and then putting that shed up there. At that point, we didn't own any of the land.
creating a garden that anyone from the community can get food from. So we're going to be planting all kinds of different foods in there. Does that sound like something that would interest you?
Yeah, that's really interesting for me because it's most of the people or Afghan people living here, they can come and pick up by their own as much as they want. So that's really enjoyable for everyone in here. They will enjoy the summer, also the sun also. So that's enjoyable.
And what kind of food would you? like a vegetable that you would like to see in there?
I like the cherry tomato more in here, so that's a great thing.
Yeah. Okay, great.
Because I'm vegetarian, so I love all of them.
Gotcha.
Whatever is growing there, that's really good.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks for.
Thank you.
What's your name?
My name is Rafanda Nasri.
Nice to meet you.
Me too. Thank you for your cooperation.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Hey everybody, Downtown Greens, Fork It Over Festival 2020. You guys made it another year. I think that's awesome. Congrats to everybody over there. I think Downtown Greens is a really unique organization doing really good things for the world and local community. So I'm going to tell you a little bit of stuff here. See how this goes. So what I wanted to say was that I wanted to go back to a time when the basement wasn't really formed. And when you looked in the door, there was a darkness and a smell that came out of there. That happened to awake certain curiosities in various people. But over time, we were able to go in there and really clean that place up. And my aspiration was for that place to become the great room at the headquarters of DTG, where people would come to meet and talk and be creative and things like that. So I really feel like the work that's going on there now is really doing that. The whole basement project, I am very supportive of all of that work. The community kitchen, bringing food into the world and teaching people how to grow it, cook it, eat it, where it comes from. These are true cultural arts, and it's really what's going on in the world right now, what people need to be doing more and more, in my mind. So Downtown Greens is doing that, which is great. So I wanted to reflect on what else? My favorite things to do was to compost the coffee grounds every Saturday morning. Oh man. We were able to create berms, living berms with worms all through the bottom woods area and condition the soil for years. And then, of course, the other thing I was a big fan of is the little bit of rock work that I did around there. The path, bringing the path in from Walker Grant, the eco pavers, the parking lot, the protection of the sycamore tree. You know, so many awesome things have happened over there. But, you know, one of the things that isn't talked about that I think in our current global crisis that Downtown Greens is a model for is the alternative housing and what it means to have housing provided and what that resource enables people's creativity, where it enables people's creativity to be placed, right? Because many people lived in that building and were able to put their energy into the project because they didn't have to go pay rent or a mortgage or whatever, you know, and yeah, their lifestyles were such that that was what it was, But that's a model there. Nobody else is doing that. And the reservation of the land into the conservation easement, which was always in the thoughts of everybody involved. It just happened to be the right constellation of people to pull that off. And that was an awesome moment. I wasn't around for that one, but that was an awesome moment. Anyway, lots of love to everybody over there, Downtown Greens. Fork it over. Virtual. How about this?
Everybody, if you're just joining us, you have so much in store. We are at our online Fork It Over Festival, and we just want to take a moment, a pause on all the wonderful videos that we have for you, and remind you that we have a silent auction going on right now. We have a plant sale going on right now. Both of those are going on virtually. You can find the links for them in the description below. I also want to let you guys know that we have raised over $3,500 so far. Can I hear it for that? Yeah. Thank you. So our goal in the next hour is another $1,000. To give you a little incentive to look below and text us some money, I want to let you know that the next 12 people to donate $100 or more will get an exclusive jar of Downtown Greens honey. You can't buy this honey at the store. You can't buy this honey from us. You can get this honey right now in this opportunity by donating $100 or more. It tastes like heaven. So just to let you guys know, we got a lot more cool stuff coming up. Next, we're gonna have another great block of music, so sit back and enjoy. Thank you very much.
I'm going to strawberry fields. Cause nothing is real. There's nothing to get hung about. There's strawberry fields forever. Well, living is easy with eyes closed. Misunderstanding all you see. It's getting hard to be someone, but it all works out. It doesn't matter much to me. But let me take you down, cause I'm going to strawberry fields. Nothing is real. There's nothing to get hung about. This strawberry fields forever. But no one, I think, is in my tree. I mean, it must be high or low. That is, you can't, tune in, but it's all wrong. That is, I think it's not too bad. Well, let me take you down, cause I'm going to. I know when it's a dream. I think I know what meaning yes, but it's all wrong. That is, I think I disagree. Well, let me take you down, 'cause I'm going to Strawberry Field. Nothing is real. There's nothing to get hung about. These strawberry fields forever. Strawberry fields forever. These strawberry fields forever.
Well, them wolves are gonna get you. They're hiding in the corn. Well, them wolves are gonna get you before the first light of the morn. Night before too long, you really wish you had nothing wrong. Them wolves are gonna get you. They're sharpening their teeth. You can hope it's just a coyote. Maybe you only hear an owl. But owls don't sound that mean, man. Coyote perfect that foul. If you listen closer, I bet you start to hear them howl.
this is Don Brown from Don Brown's Soul Experience. As you see, I got on my farmer's hat and old farmer's shirt. But I'm representing Downtown Greens today because we're going to be in the virtual concert for Fork It Over. And I want you to remember to give, and give some more, because Downtown Greens helps a lot of people in their gardens. So, come to the virtual concert. My band will be featured, along with many others like Keller Williams and other greats, Trucker Troy and the Envoy and some more other cats. So, of course, I'll be the least, but we gonna funk it up because I'm from uptown and downtown gonna funk you up.
Oh, y'all know nothing about this? Hit that ice cold Michelle fight for that white gold. This one for them hood girls, them good girls, straight masterpiece. Styling, wildin', living it up in the city. Got Chuck's on with Sailor on and hits myself so pretty. Hot town. Got fireman too hot. Hot town. Make a dragon wanna retire, man. Too hot. Hot town. People say my name, you know who I am. Too hot. Hot town. And my band about that money. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Trying to say, Julio, get stretched. Downtown, Mississippi. First time we gon' turn some. Put on them skips, stop skipping. Too hot. Got a police in the fireman. Too hot. Like a dragon for the retirement. Too hot. Hot town. Give my name, you know who I am. Because hot town. And my band about dead money. Break it down. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Girls hit you, hallelujah. It's Uptown Funk, gon' give it to you. Uptown Funk, gon' give it to you. Uptown Funk, gon' give it to you. Saturday night, you're waiting in the dark. Don't believe it, just watch. 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 Hey, hey, hey. Now, before we leave, let me hit y'all with a little something. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Say uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Say uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Come on and dance. Jump on it. If you set, then flown it. If you weak, then own it. Don't brag about it, just keep it. Come on, jump on it. If you set, then flown it. Saturday night, we in the spot. Don't believe it, just watch. 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 Uptown funk you up. 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 Thank you so much for having us. Don Brown.
Hey y'all, thanks for having me here at the Fork It Over Festival. And remember, give till it hurts if you can. And I'm very thankful for Downtown Greens being there for our community. So yeah, I'm gonna play one of my favorite jams on my ukulele. And I'm here next to our garden, and we're just hanging out, having a good time here at the Fork It Over Festival. So. Peace and love.
Hi, I'm Delora Padovan.
I'm Steve Hickman, and we've been involved with Downtown Greens for a long time. Probably since it started about.
Yep, you might know us from having done square dancing at the Down Home Ball for many, many times, and our kids were both involved with Merengue Marimba.
Yep, Ryan Anderson started up in whatever it was, about
2008-ish, I think.
7 or 8.
7,
yeah.
8. And they played the marimba for years. We had concerts down in the lower garden that were just amazing, fun concerts.
And at the library and here and there, but just really beautiful, beautiful music. And it carries the wood mallet, river mallet and the wood carries a long distance. It was really a delight to hear for me.
And it really, for a while, several years, Merengue Marimba was just like filling Fredericksburg with music. We would play on First Fridays downtown, and it was just great to watch our kids be part of something that was so much fun, so unusual, and in such a beautiful location as downtown Green. So we're really happy. I'm just in awe of the changes coming down there right now. It is. It's a little green valley right here in Fredericksburg, and we're going to sing a song called The Little Green Valley.
Oh, you could turn around. Wrong key. I see a candlelight down in the little green valley, where morning glory vines are twining round the door. Oh, how I wish I was there again, down in the little green valley. That's where my homesick heart will trouble me no more. There's only one thing ever brings me consolation. That's a dream that I'll be going home someday. And every night down upon my knees I pray the Lord to please take me back to that little old green valley far away. There's only one thing that ever brings me consolation. That's the dream that I'll be going home someday. And every night down upon my knees I pray the Lord to please take me back to that little old green valley far away. Back to that little old green valley far away.
We love you, Downtown Greens. Thank you for being. Have a great...
Like a yin and yang shape made out of rocks and grass in this this horseshoe-shaped garden. And this horseshoe was one of the very first places that Laura started growing plants when she first started gardening in this vacant lot, and this has really evolved. If you visit the garden today, it's a sun wheel. It's very much in the shade. There are huge trees that really change the look of everything. This is a picture of the upper garden and this trellis walk. So when we bought the upper garden at the auction, we didn't have, the lower garden was already quite a lot for a grassroots nonprofit to maintain, and we weren't trying to invite a lot more overhead as far as the work and maintenance of the garden, and so we just thought we would do the basics. This is again all Laura's great strategic thinking about how the early garden should develop, and so we decided to just improve. The main purpose of this area, like really what it was being used for, was people needed to walk across it when they left Hazel Hill and needed to get to the bus stop, needed to get to other places in Fredericksburg. And so there was like a little track that was across the garden. And so we decided to just make that a beautiful place to walk and experience. And the Fredericksburg Rotary made a grant to supply the materials and came out and helped install this early on. And then here it is a year or two later, where you can see plants growing along it and over the trellis. Now I'm looking at the lower garden when we very first got started, and again it was just sort of an abandoned area. In fact, when Laura first moved to 206 Charles Street, there was a gentleman that lived in one of the buildings back here that had a little tractor and would till this and would grow some crops in it. But like sort of where the white buckets are in the left center of the frame was an area that was actually sort of farmed. It was sort of urban agricultural before it was no longer tilled, and then the Downtown Greens came along. So you can see just these early garden beds going in, and it looks completely different today. This is just an example of Laura Shepard making beautiful garden spaces out of what was available. So here's some driftwood, and it looks like a Mexican sunflower and some verbena in the foreground, and just a beautiful mixture of plants. And I know we used to get a lot of interesting feedback from the neighborhood about growing vegetables and flowers together in the same area, but that's kind of a tradition. That's a lot of the Laura Shepard style of gardening that really influences everything. Just this great maypole picture. That's a fun activity we did at the garden at one point. I believe I see Mike Costa in this picture on the far left. I'm not 100% sure that's Mike. I do see Tammy Gilly for sure. I see myself in the background. And Delora Padovan helped us to do this first maypole, and it's just a very sweet way to celebrate. This may have been Mother's Day. I know often Delora hosts a maypole on Mother's Day, but a great old tradition to have a maypole, and a great community experience, because you need a lot of people to do this weaving dance that winds all these ribbons around and around the maypole. And I do remember, so this is way back when, and there's a like a cow skull sitting on the top of this pole, and it was Jason Gallant, who was like not even my boyfriend back then, but is my husband now, and continues to serve on the Downtown Greens board. He was the person who came with his straight ladder and went to the top of this pole and put this cow skull on it as a decoration, and there's some flowers and ribbons and things on this embellishment on top of this pole.
Did you know the average raindrop falls at an average of 14 miles per hour? The larger ones can get up to 20 miles an hour. This is not 14 miles an hour. You're going to have to go higher.
Are you stuck inside watching Zoom meeting after Zoom meeting after Zoom meeting? Are your eyeballs turning into marbles? Are your calves turning into mush? Are your kids turning into monsters? You may want to ask your doctor if Downtown Greens is right for you. Downtown Greens is available to treat even the most severe cases of indooritis and provides effective relief for people of all ages. We offer prescription strength trees, flowers, vegetables, herbs, pollinators, and many places to sit and relax. And the best part, you don't need a prescription. Our urban green space is open free to all from sunrise till sunset, 365 days a year. So step out of the house and into nature with Downtown Greens. The most common side effects of Downtown Greens include relaxation, contemplation, and a desire to blow off work. Downtown Greens may cause you to be tickled pink, see silver linings, and acquire green thumbs. These symptoms may occur out of the blue. Do not visit Downtown Greens if you are allergic to air, sunlight, or a sense of well-being. So visit Downtown Greens to relax and recharge in nature. No Zoom meetings, no email, nothing to click on or swipe. In fact, the only screen you'll see here is sunscreen.
Hey, Downtown Greens, I love going and hanging out in your gardens, and I especially love the youth farming program that you have that my kid absolutely adores. Thanks for everything that you do.
Hi, how are you? I love to come around here, especially with my kids in the evening time. It's so much fun for us, especially come here looking at this beautiful garden. We always come and see with my kids. They are having so much fun, especially when my little daughter Kainat, she's having fun. There's all the good stuff here, like beautiful flowers and different section for kids. It's so much fun. We love it so much. We always try to come here, especially Morsal, Nargis. They are having so much fun too. Let's take a couple words.
What?
You guys like it?
Yeah, I love it. I actually love it. Especially that thing. That's fun.
You guys are in the youth farm program too, right?
Yeah.
Is that fun?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks.
Hello everyone, it's Brad again. We just wanted to say thank you for being with us, and if you're just tuning in, welcome to the Downtown Greens Virtual Fork It Over Festival. We've been having a lot of fun here. We've had music, we've just had random musicians come out and play when we needed to. We have a great snack table over there. We've been chowing down all day, and the weather's beautiful. We've had some random people just come in and walking through the garden, enjoying it as we love. We love to see people just discover the garden on their own, and they came and hung out with us and talked to us. So we really are having a lot of fun here today. But we are still doing our fundraiser, obviously. But we also we're not concentrated just on raising money, but we've just had a lot of fun seeing on Facebook a lot of the faces that we haven't seen in a while, a lot of supporters, a lot of volunteers, participants, and it's been like a kind of like a family reunion for some of us to relive some of these memories. And I've been learning things about the garden that I didn't know about through these videos and through just people commenting. So thank you for everyone that's participating and that's been leaving like cool facts in the Facebook comments. We really appreciate all the engagement. We couldn't do this without you, and so it's been like been rewarding for us too, and we hope that you've gotten something out of this and that it's broken up the quarantine monotony a little bit. We do still have some of this delicious honey, so if you donate in the next few minutes, donate over $100, you could have one of these jars of honey, and they are delicious. This is the best. I'm not just saying that. This is the best honey that I've ever had. I think Mike Acosta is the brains behind it, so if you see him on Facebook Live, just like one of his comments or something, because he's a genius to create this. But seriously, we appreciate it. This place is really special to me. It's just with everything going on in the world, it's really kind of taken on a deeper meaning on how valuable a space like this is, where kids can feel safe to play, parents can feel safe to take their kids and enjoy the garden. And so we just thank you for being a part of that. And I'm going to introduce our next singer. I know everyone's really excited. We've got Keller Williams coming up to sing you a song. So thank you, everyone. And others. And also, before Keller starts playing, we are going to extend the festival a little bit, just because we were having some technical difficulties, and we want to make sure you see all of our great artists that contributed music. So thank you for joining us. And Keller Williams, everyone.
Howdy, folks. I'm Keller Williams in my garden just outside of Fredericksburg, Virginia. I had nothing to do with it. This was started and maintained by Scott Lober. If you see him around, pat him on the back, say good job. It's also weeded out by Emily Williams and, well, sung to by me. Thank you, Downtown Greens, for having me. I remember many beautiful moments of my kids running around after marimba practice down there and checking out the beautiful sights. Thanks for having me. This is called Environmental Song. Well, you gotta take time taking a sunset. You gotta take time to see her rise. You gotta take time to realize. As soon as you're here, you're gone. As soon as you come, you go. In given the chance to go fast, I would go slow, go slow. We're all gonna die someday. We're all gonna die, no time to borrow. We're all gonna die eventually. Let's pretend it's tomorrow. Take time with the children, got to make it right. It's so cliche when we say they are our future, but you can't deny that as soon as you're here, you're gone. As soon as you come, you go. If given the chance to go fast, I would go slow. Go slow, 'cause we're all gonna die someday. We're all gonna die, no time to borrow. We're all gonna die eventually. Let's pretend it's tomorrow. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Hi, my name's Troy Coghill. I've been volunteering at Downtown Green since 2001. It's meant a lot to me in my life, and if you've never been down here, you should come down and visit. It's a beautiful place, and I'm going to play this song, Neil Young's Love is a Rose, and I hope you'll support the garden. Love is a rose, but you better not pick it. It only grows when it's on the vine. Handful of thorns and you know you've missed it. You lose your love when you say the word mine. I want to see what's never been seen. I want to live that age-old dream. Come on, lass, we can go together. Let's take the best right now. Let's take the best right now. Well, I want to go to an old hoedown. Long ago in a western town. Pick me up and my feet are dragging. Give me a lift and I'll hear your wagon. Well, love is a rose, but you better not pick it. It only grows when it's on the vine. Handful of thorns and you know you missed it. You lose your love when you say the word mine. You lose your love when you say the word mine. Love is a rose. Love is a rose. Love is a rose. Love is a rose. Thank you, Downtown Greens.
I'm Jenna. That's Dude. I don't know if you can see him in frame, but he's
hear him.
barking.
I'm Jay.
That's Jay. This is our house. Here's a song.
In our garden.
In our garden. Our yarden.
Whoa.
Whoa. Okay. This is a song called Mother Than Cause. Thanks Downtown Greens for having us. Here's our tribute. Give all your money away.
That's right.
To them.
Hi, I'm Shadow. And I'm Chris of Swamp Trash Band USA. We're happy to be involved in this year's Downtown Greens Fork It Over Telethon.
Downtown Greens is a great local organization, so please support them as much as possible.
Enjoy the music.
A massive heartless machine. Laid sleeping 50 years. Now it's tearing up everything. So you wanna raise a hair, young? Not a hard thing to do. Stop wasting time on others. Waste all time on you. Yeah, you. Oh, you. Your little monster. Under the village. Take every man, woman, and child. Break the top all skyscrapers. Put all the goodies in the pile. Now you got yourself a kingdom where nothing runs, nothing walks. There's nothing there that sings. There's nothing there that talks. Well, to you, nothing talks to you. Yeah, you. Oh, Lord. You're my step. riddles, run around calling each other names. Starting off early, play months of games. You got Nintendo, you got Wii. Mama's too busy, daddy says don't talk to me. Hey, you, oh you want to talk to you? Oh, yeah, the monster style.
Hi everyone, I'm Eve.
Doug.
We're the Adaptations, and we are so grateful to be here socially distanced with you all virtually. We're sorry we can't be with you in person to celebrate Downtown Greens. Such an incredible garden, amazing youth programs.
Yeah.
We're missing out on going to the farmer's market stand and getting the food that all the kids have grown. So we're so grateful that for everything that Downtown Greens does to support our community. And we're just happy to give back a little taste of some song for you.
Here we are. Yeah, we'll see you next year.
We hope you're all healthy and safe. Hi. Recommend getting your heart trampled on. Anyone? Hi. Recommend walking around naked in your living room. Especially now, right? Feel free.
Hi, Michael Buse here. I live right next to Downtown Greens. It's one of my favorite spots to meditate. And I have a song today which talks about a garden. I come to the garden, la la, while the dew is still on the roses, and the voice I hear calling on my ear, the Son of God discloses, and he walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me I am his own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known.
Sky, it's great to see you in the garden again. I saw lots of pictures of you over the years hanging out at Downtown Greens.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time in the garden growing up. Growing up around this community, it really helped inform a lot of my outlook on caring for people, for caring for each other and caring about the planet. And I planted this tree, this locust here, when I think I was in 3rd grade, and it really meant a lot to be part of such a caring community, and it really helped guide me as I grew. I owe a lot to the garden and the people here.
Halloween, we'd set up a bunch of pumpkins and a big sculpture and a microphone, and then we'd take candy from the kids, especially chocolate. I made them give me chocolate, and then the sculptures would end up somewhere else in town. Oh, that was when the gargoyle ended up on top of the Purina Tower. We had made this beautiful gargoyle with Phil Chapman's help, and it needed to be on the Purina Tower because that's where gargoyles go. And lo and behold, it did make it up there right after Halloween. We used to go on a parade, and we took this great big fish and we carried it down the street. We walked down Princess Anne and Caroline Street against traffic, I must say. But there was 2 lanes, so it wasn't all that dangerous, really, I don't guess. This was Fishsteria. There was that Fishsteria in the river that year. We made this cave out front, and it was covered in paper insulation, and Dave Beals had an insulation company, so we put 1 load of just newspaper on it, and then he sprayed the whole thing down, and it was like a little room. That was when the slab was still standing, and people in the neighborhood offered to rent it from us because it was so nice. And when that slab started collapsing out front, then we had to use that as part of the idea. So this big rat was now coming out of a hole as it collapsed, and same with the octopus. People wondered about how we could do these sculptures and they didn't get vandalized. And the truth is that everybody in the neighborhood was wanting to see what it was going to be, and people would drive by and they'd go, "Laura, what is it? What is it?" And I'm like, well, if you can't tell, it's a pumpkin. So I wouldn't tell anybody what it was. And we did have 2 accidents out front. It was an amazing time in Fredericksburg history when you could take a big papier-mâché animal and parade it down the street.
Did you know that broccoli, cauliflower, and kale are all just forms of modified cabbage. Ouch! Oh. And another thing is that broccoli and cauliflower are the only two vegetables we eat in flower form.
Hi everybody, we're here at the Walker Grant Center at our Garden Sprouts garden, and we're here to show you what is happening. We miss all of our kids, all of our Head Start and Virginia Preschool Initiative kids that usually garden with us once a week, and we just wanted to let you guys know what is growing in the garden since you last were here. So I'm going to do the walkthrough like we usually do when you come to class and show you all the new things. This is not new. This is our favorite thing to smell. We softly touch the rosemary. We smell our hands. Oh, it smells so good. I want to smell it. And then back here, the next thing we have is the oregano. Same thing, another herb that we smell, very gently touch. That smells so good. And then here, the next part is the onion and garlic bed. And you can see there's a little onion, little red onion right here popping out of the top. That'll be really yummy. Remember, onions grow underground, right? So there's a little onion for you. And those will be ready probably when you're back, hopefully. And then next we have everybody's favorite, strawberries. But I don't see any red strawberries right now. I see a really big green one, and I see a kind of pink one, but I think somebody has been eating all of the red ones, and I don't think it's a human. I think it's more like a bunny. They're really happy we're not in school right now, I think. And then we have, do you remember this? The dinosaur kale. And what sound does a dinosaur kale make? Right? We like to pick off little leaves and taste that. Looks like somebody else has been picking off leaves too. Not very neatly. That's our bunny friend again, I think. And then this is a bed that's going to be planted with winter squash or pumpkins, or I'm not sure exactly what, but we've got something planned for you. So when you get back, we'll have something to look at. This is our arugula plant. And do you remember? We not only ate the leaves off of this, but we also tasted these flowers. And they're pretty good, actually. They're kind of sweet, a little bit tangy, very yummy. So a lot of you tasted that, and that was really cool that you tasted that. Because sometimes it's scary to taste new things. But you guys were all so courageous and tasted them. But I also wanted to show you, while we're here, these little pods. While you were gone, this plant made these seed pods. It has all these little arugula seeds in here. And these can be planted, and they will come up new arugula plants. So I'm just going to take these and whoop, plant some more arugula right there. So I did want to show you, we left these in so we could look at the seeds a little bit. But those are all, we can't eat the leaves of that anymore. That's pretty much done for the season. This is parsley, and look at these beautiful flowers. So the flower comes first, and then the seed comes in after that. So this has gone to seed also, and but we can still look at these beautiful flowers. We don't want to eat it anymore, but we can keep the flowers for pollinators. We have some little lavender here hiding under the big parsley, and those flowers are starting to come out, and they're beautiful, bright purple. You see those purple flowers? They're nice. And this whole stalk will be purple, and then when we gently touch that, oh, it's so nice, so calming. And this is just a weed. But down here, this is one of the last things we planted together as a group. These are radishes. And you can see, if you look up close, you can see the top of the radish coming out. Oh, this whole radish was coming out. And you just pull up, and out comes a radish. See if there are any more big ones. And you see this one also is going to seed. You see the little seed pods up there. And then back here, This is another thing we planted. We planted lots and lots of snow peas. We didn't get a ton that came up, but the ones we did get to come up are now being eaten by, you guessed it, probably our bunny. See the top there got eaten, and these got eaten. So we probably won't get any peas from that, but at least we're feeding bunnies, right? So radishes, snow peas, dinosaur kale, strawberries, lots of fun things growing here. Thank you so much for coming along on the tour, and we can't wait to see you again. And one more thing before we go. What we usually say at the end of every garden class is, thank you, sun. Thank you, air. Thank you, soil. And then we turn to our neighbors and we say, thank you, gardeners, for our food.
Hi, my name is Helen Beaver, and I've been coming to this garden from years ago, and in the beginning, before the lower garden was developed, the red shed was always here. There was a place I always visited when I came here. There was a notebook, a spiral-bound notebook hanging from the ceiling like a guest book, and we had a pencil, and there was all the tools, which were painted a lavender pink. And the tools were a unique color so that they knew how to find their way home. And this is a new addition with the little clothesline for gloves. But the vines have come and the whole garden has turned to a beautiful lush place instead of the barren dry place it was in the beginning. And in the beginning there were lots and lots of garden plots for some of the people, but now it's more a community effort, and the trees have grown so big, and I just have loved watching the changes in the garden over time, and I feel very much a part of it. They've added the bees and the children's farm program and so many new additions, and it's great to be part of Downtown Greens community green space.
Hi, I'm Brooke and I'm 17, and I love working at Downtown Greens because I've always really loved dealing with nature, and it's a really good opportunity for me to incorporate it more into my day-to-day life. Another thing I really love is how there's always something to do. For instance, my first time when I was here, I spent the whole day just composting and smashing pumpkins, so it's super fun.
I love Downtown Greens. You're a great neighbor. You don't look a day over 24 years.
Hello, everyone. We are back to being live. I just wanted to take a minute to thank you all for tuning in so far. We still got a lot of great things coming up. I also want to remind you that the silent auction is going on now. You can bid your little hearts out. It's going to go on until Monday at 6 p.m. and that's when the cutoff is. After that, you can contact us for pickup. The plant sale also going on until Monday at 6 p.m. Again, after that, the plants are sold. You can contact us for pickup on Tuesday. It'll be great. I also want to give a huge shout out to Pete Morelowicz. I got it? Yes! From Print Jazz. He's the one that has been doing all of our awesome graphics. We've been using a lot here today with the Fork It Over Festival. We also use them all the time for other events we do, other Facebook posts we do. He's been super awesome, just giving us exactly what we want when we ask him to. So a huge shout out and thank you to him. Next, we have another block of music. Starting us off is going to be Gay Adegbalola. Enjoy.
My name is Gay Todd Adegbalola. Born, raised, still live in Fredericksburg, Virginia. I was raised in this house, and I raised my son in this house, and I'm still here. I can testify to all the goodness that Downtown Greens has brought to Fredericksburg, and just to keep beauty alive. I come to the garden alone. the dew is still on the roses, and the voice I hear falling on my ear, the Son of God discloses. And you know he walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me that I am his own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. He speaks, and the sound of his voice is so sweet, the birds hush their singing, and the melody that he gave to me within my heart is ringing. And you know he walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me that I am his own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. Happy springtime.
What's up, y'all? I'm Keith. Thank you to Downtown Greens for having me here. Fork it over, y'all. What a day for a daydream. What a day for a daydreaming boy. And I'm lost in a daydream. Dreaming about my bundle of joy. And even if time ain't really on my side, it's one of those days for taking a walk outside. I'm going today to take a walk in the sun and fall my face on some of this new mowed lawn. Yeah, I've been having a sweet dream. I've been dreaming since I woke up today. The star and me and my sweet thing. 'Cause she's the one who makes me feel this way. And even if time is passing me by a lot, I couldn't care less about the dues you say I got. Tomorrow I'll pay the dues for dropping my load, for pie in the face for being a sleepy bulldog. And you can be sure that if you're feeling right, a daydream will last you long into the night. Tomorrow at breakfast you may prick up your ear, or you may be daydreaming for 1,000 years. Yeah, what a day for a daydream, custom made for a daydreaming boy. And I'm lost in a daydream, dreaming about my bundle of joy.
Hey, Fork It Over. I'm Emily Barker from Eyes Like Birds. I'm going to sing an old song that I wrote quite a while ago called Talk is Cheap. He drives an old Chevy Nova, a hair way too long, down over his shoulders.
Don't dream of taking over the world screen. Talk is cheap. And he walks home when everyone else is driving, and rolls his own cigarettes and don't believe in lying, and hands her a whiskey without saying a word. Yeah, talk is cheap. Oh, haven't you heard? And every now and then he tries to say it, but he chokes on the words. That's alright, 'cause it's the way he is. A heart beats and matters to her. So keep your lid, service to yourself. A faith without works pays the road to hell. Just hold him close and don't say a word. Well, yeah, talk is cheap. Oh, haven't you heard? Well, yeah, it might be sweet, but talk is cheap. Thank y'all. Thanks, Downtown Greens.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are Sunset Syndicate, and we are here on behalf of Downtown Greens. We're super grateful to have them in Fredericksburg, beautifying the world around them and encouraging us to do the same. We are here to support them, and we hope you will too. And we have a song for you this evening. I won't forget to find them. I got memories and travel like gypsies.
Hey friends of Downtown Greens, this is Eddie Dickerson. I'm going to play you guys a song I wrote about my grandma and grandpa. He had it rough growing up on the farm. Got whooped by his dad and shot at by Mom. She wasn't fit, so they took him away. 6 months with each family was all he could stay. He learned how to fight, stand up for himself. 'Cause the new kid in class every 6 months was hell. Make friends with the good ones, try to keep his name clean. When you come from nothing, you get nothing for free. Broken graham crackers, broken for love. Clara told Letty she wasn't allowed without any money. He asked her to make broken graham crackers out of whole ones each day. A few years went by, moving up through the grades. They reacquainted at the bowling alley. Started seeing each other before he had to ship. It was time for the war. To Florida he went. She followed him on a train from D.C. They got married fast, 'cause he had to leave. He put in his time and he came back to her a little more broken than before the war. Broken graham crackers, broken for love. Clara told Letty she wasn't allowed without any money. He asked her to make broken graham crackers out of whole ones each day. Broken graham crackers out of whole ones each day.
Hello, I am Cyrus Lindstone. It is the letter from my parents, Laura Thompson and Brian Linsner, to Downtown Greens. Dear Downtown Greens, we wanted to take a minute to express our appreciation to Downtown Greens for the wonderful experiences it has provided in our lives. Laura Shepard and Lisa Weaver showed us how to take a good idea and make it a reality right in our own neighborhood. We are grateful that they encouraged us to invite our family and friends to the garden in August of 2000 for our wedding. The garden looked especially beautiful on that day, and it continues to be a stunning display of life and vitality in our community. We've been fortunate to be involved in many aspects of the garden, and we still enjoy working with the great people and in a great space. And we look forward to the future where Downtown Greens keeps growing and providing a sustainable green space for our community. Adorably yours, Brian and Laura.
Hi! Thank you so much, everybody! Yay! We did it! We did it! Thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks to everyone who bid on items. And remember, that's open until Monday at 6 p.m. The silent auction. So keep going back and get that thing you really want. There's somebody who wants it back too. So also, the plant sale is open until Monday as well, I believe. So get your plants, and Tuesday is going to be pickup day. So we'll figure out how to do that.
We will let you pick them up.
Yes, we will set them all up for you. What else? Oh, the big thank you to Mott's and his crew. Mott's and Wes. Thank you! Oh my gosh, you guys were amazing.
You want us to show how the booth looks like?
Yes, can we please show them all what we've been looking at? All the paper, all the fans. We've got Wes back there. Can you even see him? He's like hiding behind.
Wes.
Yeah, hiding.
Give it up for Wes.
Come back, Wes.
Ginger unscrewed the computer, but he fixed it.
That's not
really.
true.
That's not
but,
true.
Wes,
that was for comedic.
Wes is the mastermind behind all of the mixing that happened, so we're really thankful for that. And Mott's, you want to give a little turnaround to yourself, and can you do that?
Here we go.
Oh, here we go.
Thank
Hey.
you, Downtown
Oh,
Greens, for having us here from Oddbox Studios. Thank you, Sarah, Brad, and Janet, and Troy, and Marianne, and it's a pleasure to be helping you out. Thank you for having us.
Oh my gosh, it was so nice. They've worked tirelessly on this production, and hope you liked it, and hope you liked it. Thank you to all of the musicians for spreading your joy through your music. We really appreciate it. Thanks to all the friends of the garden who spoke from the heart and told us why they love the garden, and it really helps us know why we're here and why we're doing what we're doing. So we really appreciate that. I'm Sarah Perry. I'm the executive director. I don't think we ever even introduced ourselves.
We love Sarah.
No, I wasn't doing that for that. Here we have Brad Smith, who's the president of the board of directors. We have Janet Doberly, the garden, programs director, sorry. We have Marianne Tokarts, who's the administrative director. So we are so happy to have a great team here, and we hope you come and enjoy the garden. We've got a couple more jewels for you before the credits roll, but thanks again for coming. Bye. Thanks.
Thank you. We're Downtown Greens.
Hambo, where you been? Downtown Greens
Oh,
and
it's
back
just him?
again.